Processes, systems, operations. Think about that. I'm talking about how well things run in your business. There's going to be processes for everything, whether it's how you get sales into your business, how you fulfill orders in your business, how you make the product in your business or provide the service, how you bill customers, how you collect invoices for your suppliers. Like, for every one of these areas, there's going to be a method to doing it, and there needs to be a system and a process around that to make it efficient. I mean, people talk about SOPs quite a lot, and if you don't know what that is a standard operating procedure. And it's really putting together a standard playbook for everything you do in the business. So if you collect invoices from your suppliers that you have to pay out of your business, you need to have a written down process or a video process recorded somewhere in your business. It will probably be something like, we collect certain invoices from suppliers over email. Okay, if we do that, what I do, or what someone in the business does, they save those PDFs down and they put them in a folder on like a OneDrive or something like that. And then maybe you get some by snail mail, actual postal mail, because that still happens a lot. You get those in, you collect them, you scan them, and you put them in the same folder maybe. So then maybe you collect all the invoices in one folder, and then once a week you have an hour or 2 hours dedicated, or the bookkeeper does, to taking all those invoices and uploading them into QuickBooks, so you can allocate them to the actual expenses that are coming into QuickBooks through the bank feeds, through the credit card feeds. And so you're always matching up the invoices to what's coming into the feeds on QuickBooks, and then you maybe review the invoices. You first of all make sure it's been approved by the appropriate manager, and then you have to put the memo in. You have to make sure it's coded to the right place. All of these little things that you have to do in a business that are really important, you want to have a process around it to make sure it's standard. You don't want this. You don't want to have a cavalier approach to the processes in your business. You want to standardize as much as possible. That means it's great for several reasons. If someone has to go on vacation, someone can fill in and watch the video that's been recorded, a Loom video. Oh, that's really easy. I'll just fill in for this person this week. Or if someone has to leave suddenly, so there's a health emergency in someone's family, they have to go off work, sick leave, then someone can fill in and fill in for them. Or someone has to, leaves work suddenly and you're suddenly left with a gap, then it makes hiring much more easy. You can hire someone and you can say, here are all the standard operating procedures for your job, and I want you to spend the first few days watching the videos, learning, let me know if you've got any questions. But basically the job description is there for you, ready to go. That's just one small area, but no matter what department in the business, you want to standardize it as much as possible. Like if you're doing sales, I sell to this type of business, this type of business, this type of business. When I sell to this type of company, I have a process in place for reaching out to them. I have a process for marketing to them, for answering the phones to them, for getting them into the funnel, to explaining what products might be valuable to them. Maybe I go and do a demonstration for them, again, depending on the business. Like all of this, you want to standardize everything as much as possible so the business feels like a machine. And I'm not taking the human component out of it, a machine run by humans. But it just makes the business much less risky. It just does. It makes it run better. It makes it a better platform for growth as well. So important. And then, life will always throw challenges at you. So if something unexpected happens, you've got a reference guide to go back to for like, this is how we do these things. And if you acquire more businesses over time and you've got a standard way of doing things in company 1 and you buy company 2, you immediately have a copy and paste of like, this is how we found it best to do these things going forwards. And so that's my baseline now for the new company, and I tweak based on the industry, the size, the location, whatever I need to tweak for, but like I have a baseline. So for every single reason I can think of, having a system is better than not having a system. I always tell people a company with a great system filled with like B or C players will beat a company with A players but no systems every single time. Almost saw an accident there. I just saw that car back into that, and then we just saw this car go into the curb here. I don't think people like the rain.
No, they don't. How often are you buying businesses where you have to really go in there and fix systems and processes and make it more efficient? And why would you buy a business that isn't already super efficient?
I think you want to see that the underlying business is solid. Like, the market's great, the customer base is great, you've maybe got a great team assembled, ready to go in the business. And so if the systems aren't all there, then that's okay, especially if you're buying from a retiring seller, because their business might be running just fine for them, but maybe they're running on technology that's like a decade out of date, for example. And so you can see ways to improve it. I think if you've got all the other facets of a great business, then it's okay to come in and improve. But again, I wouldn't come in day one and improve. I think it's really important to come in and learn. Like, learn how the business has been so successful over the last 20 years first. And then over time, make incremental changes for the benefit of the company. But then if you go too far on that vein, why would you buy a business that has all these systems that need changing? Like, at some point, the business becomes like a turnaround. If the business is just non-functional, not profit-making, not working, it's just a chaotic mess with one person who's doing everything in the business, and that's the person that wants to leave, that is not the type of business you want to look into. I just wouldn't do it. And if you have to buy that business for whatever reason, it's not worth very much, because it's not really a set of systems that are functional.
It just needs to have some improvement, not overhaul. I got you.
Yeah, look for businesses that need incremental improvement, that have a successful track record, rather than ones that just need a complete overhaul, as you say.